Hey there, so today we have another review, and this is another beer courtesy of John. And this is a New England style IPA homebrew, Mosaic Citra El Dorado, 6.7%.
Oh, and already this one pours pretty similar to the last one.
Yeah.
Maybe a touch darker, so maybe a different grain bill, or
A touch darker,
a touch
for sure.
different.
Yeah, this one has a little bit of a pale amber kind of color to it. And also we're getting more head.
Got a little floaty in there.
Oh yeah, a little floaty.
Yeah.
Let's get the aroma on this one.
A little juicier to me.
Yeah.
A little more sweetness.
Yep.
Definitely
A little bit more like tangerine
stone
kind of thing.
fruity, like peachiness.
Yeah, but not too explosive, I don't say.
No.
I'm also
But
getting a
again,
little
I
bit of
think
like
it's also lack of carbonation, probably preventing.
the head formation for aroma.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting a little bit of greeny kind of quality too from the malt. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Yeah. Certainly a different hop profile. What would you say you get?
It's different. It's definitely different from the last one.
Yeah.
I think I preferred the last one. This one is like, I'm just getting a lot of stone fruity kind of sweetness off of it.
Yeah, orange peel, some stone fruit. I'm liking it a little bit in the sense that it has a touch of carbonation to it.
Okay.
You know, a little bit more carbonation than the last one, even though this is still undercarbonated, I'd argue. But which is actually okay for the style, I'd say. This is where it's a little bit more appropriate at this level.
Yeah, maybe it's, I'm getting a little more minerality on it, so I don't know if that is the added carbonation over the last
Sure.
one or if it's some water treatment showing through. But definitely getting a touch of like seltzery minerality on there.
Yeah, and then also I do want to say it tastes a lot more a bit more rounded on the palate. I'm not getting that kind of like harsh kind of astringency on the last one.
Sure,
This
yeah.
one has a better finish. But
Yeah.
maybe the malts are expressing a little bit more sweetness to round out that back end.
It's definitely a little sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As I'm like tasting and smelling, I'm getting more of like an orange juice
Yeah,
kind of nose on it, but
it's nice. So yeah, what would you rate this in the range? And then do you prefer the last one or this one?
I prefer the last one.
Okay.
And it could be a freshness thing. It could just be, again, he's packaging off the keg, and the last bottle just came out better than this one. But
Yeah.
this is definitely more of like, in the B range.
Sure.
But again, like, considering shelf beer or what is readily available, like there's just not a ton that's like this that's readily available.
Yeah.
So it's still better than a lot of what you can get.
Sure. I think it's similar to the last one in rating, maybe B plus A minus. I do like the fact that this is a little bit more, again, as I was saying, a little bit more rounded on the palate. It doesn't pop as much, but or it doesn't pop as much as you'd want in the style, but I also think it does a good job at being not flawed, not having any of those issues about like grittiness on the palate, huge amounts of astringency.
Yeah.
It does a lot of things that I'd rather have something like this than things that have like horrific finishes and really good noses, like other issues like this one. This one's at least drinkable.
That's the big thing, right? When it
Yeah.
comes to homebrew, it's like it's kind of almost unfair to say, like, where would you rate this on the commercial rating? Because commercial rating, you start your expectation at no flaws. And
Yeah.
whether or not that's always the case, maybe there is some commercial beer that gets out there with noticeable flaws in it, but to produce a homebrew that doesn't really have any of those major flaws in it, that's a challenge, and that takes probably, I don't know what his experience is, but it takes years to get to the point where you have your gear in order and you have your process down where you can produce beer consistently that is clean and
Absolutely. Yeah.
so it's an accomplishment.
Yeah. Cheers to you, John. Until next
thanks,
time.
dude.
Cheers. Later.